Hello guys, welcome back. Don't be like too tripped out. This is just like footage in the background for my stream because it's just easier than me downloading it because that would take like hours and all that. So we're just making do like before. Um, Quickly, this is just gonna be one basically going over now my thoughts on the PTB. I finally got around to doing this. I should have probably done this a couple of days ago, but I've just been distracted with other stuff like making content, and the Resident Evil Requiem came out. Um, but we're gonna kind of split this into three sections. Nice, simple. First, we're gonna go over the new Survivor and its perks. Just basically quick thoughts on that. Then we'll be talking about the map, and then finally, I want to talk about the Trickster rework, buff, nerf, whatever you want to call it, because everyone has like different opinions on it. So first going over the survivor. What is his name again? Let me just go remind myself. I think it's like Quante Young or something. It's something like that, I believe. I apologize if I'm getting that wrong. I just don't have it like up on standby ready. So it's just perks. Let's go over his perks first, yeah, because I'm one who always likes the perks the most usually when it comes to new content. Flow state is just nice and simple. It's basically just fire up for Survivor now, which I kind of like when they do this. When they don't do it like soonish, but like you give it a few months, and they're like, "Hey, here's this perk from Killer or Survivor," and they like reinvent it slightly and they throw it on the other side. Like I like that. Um, would I use it much? Probably not, but I have saw people bring up that it could be good for unhooking in endgame. So if you're just having a good game and the killer's struggling, and then you've got this on though, and you go for the unhook, it could just make all that stuff, easier. Again, it's just nice, doesn't do anything wrong, just not my thing, wouldn't really use it. Um, then there's a place for us where that one is about healing other survivors. So basically, it's a healing of a survivor focused perk, but it's kind of like Bite the Bullet, which is on Leon. So basically, this makes it so you both get elusive when you're healing, but if you heal the obsession, they get to keep that elusive status effect after you've like done the heal. So it's kind of just to basically, hey, we can be stealthy in case the killer's got like overread and like nurses or something. Maybe they're a stealth killer. It's just that little layer of protection. I don't think it's anything notable. I would say it's like, again, it's not bad, but like it's just one of them, like you're probably not going to get much value out of it. I think Bite the Bullet technically you can get more value out of, because that you can just kind of trigger whenever, because it's a more solo focused one that you can just use a med kit in a corner type of thing. And then finally, 5 moves ahead. Now I won't lie, with this one I initially underestimated it. Like I read it, I used it like once, not gonna lie, in my stream, and it was like, yeah, it doesn't seem to do much. But then after doing my typical research, seeing what other people are saying and all that after, I kind of saw more the value of it, and I kind of realized now how good it's gonna be. Even just in like a pre-dropping sense, like this, you got a god palette and you pre-drop, yeah, it's just gonna make it so you can pre-drop it quicker and make more distance than technically. It's kind of like resilience, where you may not see the value of it, but you get that vault speed quicker. It could help you at times where you then can keep chase going. And not to mention, it has the little windows effect on top of it, though it does kind of cool down. But if you're someone which knows the map roughly, or even just whilst this perk is up before it goes on cooldown, you just pay attention to where your closest things are. You can probably get a good sense of what spawned where. Like you might see one pallet is spawned in like spot A, so it can't be in spot B. Like take let's say you're in Ormond and you're like in the middle, or something, we'll say, so you can run up like the middle stairs. You could see the pallet on the right, so that, oh, there's no pallet on the left. Like simple stuff like that. Now, obviously, this is going to vary from map to map. Some vary more, some vary less. Like, heck, take the new map. That's a static map, so it's not going to have really any change. I think like there is very, very little which actually changes when it comes to the pallets and all that on this map. But all around though, I would say it's probably going to be his best perk. It's definitely going to be one I'm going to try use more when it comes out. Of course, I'll be using all his perks when going for his adept. And then finally, just going on to his like design, we'll say. I will say it's nice and different. It's nice to have an original male again because it's been a while. Lots of people have pointed that out to me, but yeah, it seems cool. I'm happy they actually did the Survivor in the end because back a few months ago we was a bit unsure if they were going to do it. We knew the map was always going to be like the guaranteed thing, and I kind of don't blame them because this map is really cool. But let's actually touch onto the map now, which is called Trickster's Delusion. That's either the name or it's the realm. I don't remember which one it is, but this is easily like, I think now I can say my second favorite map because RPD is still my favorite just because I like RPD, I like Resident Evil. But this is easily now my second favorite map, and the fact it's an outdoor map, but it basically feels indoorsy, and how they've split up the different sections is really good. Not to mention, after playing it and looking back on it a bit, it does seem a little bit more of a survivor-sided map than a kill-sided map. Only a little bit, and again, I still think what I said in my prediction video still applies. I think it does vary where you're looping. There's going to be some areas which work better for killers than others, like for example, there's some god pallets, yeah, which are next to like other low structures, and if you're an M1 killer, that's going to be an issue. But if you're a killer with range, like a Huntress, or let's say Dracula with Hellfire, you're just going to be able to shoot through it. So like it's a lot of things like that, you know. Not to mention some killers can just fall over it or go under pallets. So it varies. But this is a really cool map. Definitely one of just the best bits of work they've done, and I agree with lots of people when they say they can't believe this is like DBD. Now, no joke, the game literally just needs like a graphic update again, just, you know, for like all the other little elements, and this would be like, you know, amazing, awesome. I really don't have much to say but just praise for this map because it's just so pretty. It has its own unique identity in a good sense, you know, if that makes sense. I don't know if there's anything I'd arguably change for it. I've saw the odd comment about the nightclub, and that is a little bit like unsafe, but still the nightclub's cool. I honestly wouldn't mind if they just don't change anything, because I think at the least, like, honestly 90% of the map and what it is, its identity is like fine, you know? So like maybe there's the odd tweak here or there, like they just remove a palette or something, but aside from that, it's really cool. Easily, again, second favorite map for me, and I will do nothing but play this map when it comes out. And then lastly, we just gotta touch on Trickster. So Trickster, don't get me wrong, he's fun. He is fun. He hasn't really changed much though, but like I've always liked Trickster. I get obviously he has his problems, we'll say, and like oppressiveness, but the thing with Trickster, because he's been through like a few iterations now, is everyone's always had like different thoughts on you know, which version was better and all that, and now we've got to this PTB version. Now obviously we still have to wait till release, but it's basically just you've took past Trickster and you've slapped a letter on him. Like, don't get me wrong, he still has the little bells and whistles to it, but it's not, to me, it's not much of a rework. To me, I guess it's just maybe like a buff, but also I don't fully know if it's a buff, because I don't fully understand why, but some people have been calling it a nerf. Maybe I just haven't played enough or looked into it enough, but let's just go over this kit. The style system though is cool. I think it's just is a unique flair to him. It makes him more like unique in terms of like killer identity, even though his power is the same. All this little stuff as well, like animation changes and all that, are nice. I'd say the main thing I like is like just all the add-ons have been changed. I think that's really cool and different. I think majority of the add-ons are good. Maybe there's only like one or two I maybe change, or maybe just need to test more, because I didn't use obviously all of them. I just used like some of the most notable ones, like this one where you get haste when you go up in the letters. That was fun. I liked that. I liked both the iridescents. They're nice now, I think, especially compared to the previous one. But I just can't call it like a rework, you know? Like, don't get me wrong, there is their new system to it, so it is. And I'm not dissing the devs. I think it's still cool that they've given him some love. But it to me, it's a weird side buff, I guess. Like, I have to be really weird with my wording here, because I almost can't put into it how it is. Because, like, they brought up Freddy, for example, in the stream when they revealed all this. And Freddy, like, was a rework. He had, like, a new power, you know, and that, as well as they, like, kept some of his old stuff and all that. So to me, that's more of a rework. But for Trickster, it's the power hasn't changed, but stuff about the power has changed, if that makes sense. It's weird. Like, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against it. I still think it's cool. I think, again, it fits, you know, obviously with the chapter and all that. Again, I really like the chapter idea. But at the same time, I do kind of wish they just did maybe a little bit more. Because I can't see them touching Trickster again now, I'll be fully honest. Yeah, maybe they do some number tweaks. But aside from that, I kind of think Trickster will stay in this spot now. But I think that's kind of everything I want to say. Just short and sweet. Just like my, not even initial, but they're basically gonna be my final thoughts on it. Unless something drastically happens in the patch when this comes to live. But again, I think there will just be some number tweaks. So I think that's kind of it. But all around, I do like this chapter. Again, Survivor's cool, map's cool. Trickster is nice and like stylish, but again, just not much different. But again, doesn't mean bad, because again, I didn't mind Trickster like beforehand. I get obviously can be again annoying to play against, but all around, like I'd say I'd give it a 7. Because I think each thing I've mentioned kind of does need a tweak, like the Survivors pack, so do a lot of tweak. Obviously, Trickster could be, and maybe the map is like the slight tweak here and there. But again, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You know, I will still honestly be happy with basically all of this. Again, like they've done the map that good that the fact I can just play on this and I can just technically ignore everything else, like I'm happy, you know. But that's gonna be it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know down below what you think of this. Like PTB, did you play it and all that? What was your like favorite part of it? I know I'll catch all you guys in the next one. So take care. Bye bye.